What's up guys, Delont'e here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing Apple's $5,000 Pro Display XDR alongside its optional $1,000 Pro stand. Now in this video, we're going to be making a determination as to whether this display is the right display for you. So if you're into content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button below. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so I've been using Apple's Pro Display XDR for a little over a year now, and this thing still looks just as gorgeous as it did when I first picked it up. The glossy version, the one you see here, can be purchased for $4,999. Now there's also a nano texture version that can be purchased for $5,999. Now these aren't cheap by any means whatsoever, but I also cannot say that they're not worth it. We're talking about a 6K 32-inch display, 218 ppi, 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio, P3 wide color gamut, and a sustained brightness of 1000 nits, 1600 nits max brightness. The XDR uses 576 blue light LEDs instead of white lights, which help with its HDR capabilities. It's color accurate, supports true 10-bit colors with over 1 billion colors, and is calibrated by Apple from the factory. Lastly, the XDR has a chip called the T-Con or timing controller, which allows for a refresh rate of over 10 times the display itself. Standard features from Apple like True Tone are standard on the XDR as well. This thing is a complete workhorse. Apple included a thick polishing cloth with the display that has the Apple logo in the corner. Now, if you get the nano texture version, you must use the provided polishing cloth to clean the display. If you go with the glossy version, you can use the provided polishing cloth or a microfiber cloth of your choice. We also get a braided Thunderbolt 3 cable and a braided power cable. Now, the Thunderbolt 3 and power cable are very similar to the 2021 iMac cables, or I should probably say the 2021 iMac cables are very similar to the Pro Display XDR cables. Either way, they feel nice and sturdy, and it should last your $4,999 display without a stand for a while. Speaking of stands, in order to use the Pro Display XDR, you either need to pick from the Vista mount or the Pro stand. Now, I decided to go with the Pro stand, which can be purchased for $999. Now, it's pretty expensive, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do without all the wobbling and tilting over that I've seen in other stands. I've used this thing for a little over a year, and I can say that the Pro stand has held up very nice, as it should have for $1,000. They did leave some wiggle room so you can adjust the display based on your needs or situations. For example, if your desk is tilted for any reason whatsoever. The only thing that comes in the box of the Pro stand is the Pro stand and some paperwork. The Pro stand is magnetic. Simply grab the XDR, place it on the stand via the magnets. Very simple, very easy, and just like that, the Pro Display XDR is fully assembled. It's been a while since Apple released a high-end Pro Display, and at this price, I would definitely recommend the purchase of AppleCare, which could be purchased for $499. Now, the Pro Display XDR looks a lot like the iPad Pro in regards to the bezels. It also has an aluminum finish, which makes it lighter yet more durable. Now, the Pro Display XDR still looks really good, even in today's age when you compare it to recently released displays, even though this display was released back in 2019. The screen resolution and black levels on the Pro Display XDR are just drop dead gorgeous. Now, of course, the Pro Display XDR was made by Apple for Apple devices, so all controls are from the source of the display, the MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, Mac Pro, and so on. You really don't have to worry about fiddling around with buttons and such. The display is synced directly to the Apple device. The XDR uses a sensor to adjust the display, very similar to other Macs. Now, the Pro Display XDR can be used with Windows devices, but you will lose the capability to configure the display, brightness, resolution, things like that. And in my experience, the Pro Display XDR drops down to 4K instead of 6K. So keep that in mind if you do intend to use the Pro Display XDR with a Windows device. The Pro Display XDR has one Thunderbolt 3 and 3 USB-C ports located on the back of the display. Now, the Thunderbolt 3 port will charge your MacBook Pro at 96 watts while in use. Now, this is a really good option because you no longer have to worry about losing a port to something like charging your MacBook Pro. Now, you also no longer have to worry about where your MacBook Pro is in relation to an outlet. The Pro Display XDR would keep your MacBook Pro charged, and you would be able to maintain full use of the display at the same time. The Pro Display XDR has really good ventilation, operating at up to 16 dBA in typical room conditions. Now, in my time of using this, I have never heard the fan go off at all, no matter how hard I pushed the display. If you needed to make adjustments to the XDR, simply place a finger on the top or bottom and the display will move easily to where you need it to be, but still hold firm so you can have the confidence in knowing that it won't tilt over or fall or anything like that. Lastly, raise the screen, flick the switch on the back, and you can now use the screen horizontally. The UI will make all the needed changes automatically. So everything has something that can be better, and Apple's Pro Display XDR is no exception. For example, the Pro Stand only moves vertically, it does not move horizontally. You would think for $1,000 the horizontal movement would be standard. Also, the Pro Display XDR does not have any speakers. You can use the speakers from the Mac Pro or your MacBook Pro, but if you're looking for something with a little bit more kick to it, you would need to plan to purchase some or use headphones in those type of situations. And lastly, the Pro Display XDR does not have a webcam. Apple does sell the Logitech 4K Pro magnetic webcam, but once again, this is an additional purchase needed. So, is Apple's Pro Display XDR for you? Well, this is definitely for the professional editor out there. I've had this for a little over a year, and I can definitely tell you that this is overkill for the average buyer. This is overkill for where I am currently, but at the time of buying this, I had been going back and forth for a while as to whether I should get it or not, and decided to just take the dive and see what the experience was like. There are plenty of other options out there at a lower price point that can get you to where you need to be professionally. Let me know in the comments below if that's something you guys would be into seeing. But if you are in the Apple ecosystem and you are a professional editor, or if you're a small business entrepreneur looking to take your team to that next level, this could be that piece of tech that helps you get there. Now, if you guys are into discussion, unboxing, reviews, things of that nature, click on any of the videos you see listed here. But what do you guys think? Did I miss something? Something you want to add? Leave a comment below. Like the video if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is posted, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.